That's why this election matters. And let me just say to you folks, it's urgent that in Iowa you take seriously who the next commander-in-chief is going to be. I kind of think it matters to elect somebody who might have some clue as to what doing this job would be like. And I happen to believe that having been a governor, fought the corruption of a Clintonized Arkansas, knowing what it will take to beat Hillary, perhaps the only Republican who really understands that, because none of the others have ever fought her political machine that she and her husband so cleverly built. I tend to think that this is a time not to send in someone that is untested and untried, but maybe it's time to put somebody in the cockpit who's done this before. Just a couple of months ago, we were coming from South Carolina on a Friday night. We needed to get to Iowa. We were headed to Cedar Rapids. And we flew out of South Carolina, stopped in Atlanta to change planes, which, by the way, if you fly anywhere in the South or Southeast, you're going to stop in Atlanta to change planes. When I die and go to heaven, I will stop in Atlanta on the way, because that's just part of the way this works. So we're in Atlanta, and the flight to Cedar Rapids is delayed, first 15 and 30 minutes and 45 an hour. And so I'm looking, I'm thinking, it's going to be 1 o'clock in the morning before we get to Cedar Rapids. We have an early morning start. This isn't going to be fun. So the gate agent comes on and he says, well, ladies and gentlemen, the plane has landed, so we hope to be able to board you pretty soon, but the crew has not arrived yet. We have to put a fresh crew on board. And so they should be here in just a few moments. So we wait, and we wait some more. And now it's getting later and later, and the crew hasn't shown up. And the gate agent then says, we think the crew is coming very soon. We hope they're close by. But we know you're ready to get to Cedar Rapids. And so we'd just like to get you on your way as quickly as possible. Let me just ask, is there anyone here in the gate area who would like to volunteer to fly the plane to Cedar Rapids? We did exactly what you just did. We all laughed. Now, folks, we're tired, we're punchy, we're ready to get to Cedar Rapids. We're not in the mood for comedy, but everybody in that gate area laughed out loud. We thought it was uproaringly funny that a guy would suggest that we would get on an airplane and ever trust our lives to a person who has never been in a cockpit. Just some volunteer who said, yeah, let's go. I'd rather go quick than go safe. None of us would have done that. You wouldn't have done that. And I'll tell you what you certainly wouldn't have done. You would never have put your children or your grandchildren on that airplane and waved bye-bye and entrusted them to a pilot who had never flown a plane before, ever. I ask you a simple question. Does it make sense to put the future of your grandchildren and your children in the hands of a person who has never, ever served in an executive capacity, has never governed? You have no idea whether he understands the nature of the job, how to do it, or how well to do it. You have not a clue as to whether this person is equipped, prepared, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or occupationally for this task. Does that make sense to anybody? If it does, you've got a lot of candidates to choose from. If it doesn't, then your choices are much more limited. And I'd like to think that as you get close to the caucus, you're going to say, maybe we ought to put an experienced pilot, somebody who has not only flown, but flown through lots of turbulence and thunderstorms and flown against the headwinds, because the next president, that's what he's going to face.